If I go exceed your expectations, please refer me 3 clients. I invest my marketing dollars into the relationship. You could do things together as you start building your team. They could come in with absolutely no money and come away with a home.
All right. Hi, my name is Jeffrey DeSuze. Happy Monday. I've been in business for over 2 decades, doing 20 to 30 million per year. I built a large organization. I love helping real estate agents. And today I'm just going to be talking about the burnout. Don't get there. And it's easy for agents to get there no matter how much money they're making or not making. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Protecting your energy and avoid burnout. This is super important, especially if you're planning to be in this business full time and making sure that you are consistent. But the thing about our business, it's very demanding. And to protect that, I'm going to give you some tips today on how not to get there and to stay in a very consistent business. So let's get right into this. The real estate business burnout problem. This is why top producers burn out. Well, the constant client demand, right? I mean, they once you start getting busy, you know, to get there and to have the client demand is one thing. But once you get there, then you have clients that are demanding. It could be very consuming. Okay. So nights and weekends become work days. We don't want to work every weekend, even though real estate agent weekends is super important, right? Open houses, because that's actually our Monday of the week. Our Saturday, Sunday is super important because our clients, they are usually off on the weekends. And so this is when you service them. This is a time when they want to talk about selling their home or looking at homes. Okay. So but there's a way to handle this, and I'm going to show you how. Emotional highs and lows of transactions, pressure to always be available, lead generation never stops, and fear of missing out on opportunities. Okay, so the reality, many agents build a successful business only to sacrifice health, family, relationships, mental clarity, and personal happiness. Okay. And success without sustainability is a temporary victory. So, yes, this business can consume you, but we're going to fix that. Make sure when you're building your goals every year, which you should have goals, you could have clarity on what those goals are. And so you really could control your life. I mean, today, I must have did, and I'm not here to brag or anything, but my open houses, I've probably done, without exaggeration, 10 in the last 10 years. And the reason how I did this is because, and not that this is not your model, but because I valued being a single father, is that in the beginning, I was working. I got involved in real estate as a single parent, single full-time dad, and I took my daughter to every appointment, and I worked hard. I was showing properties here, there, 1 hour away, 2 hours away, and I just was working. And as I was building my real estate business, my broker said something to me that was so profound that I keep to my heart to this day. And he said, if you have listings, you'll always have buyers. If you have listings, you'll always have buyers. And so, as I was out there dragging my daughter from one house to another, weekdays, weekends, it didn't matter what time it was, I took her with me. And so that was just like in my head, I can't do this, right? Because I want to be there. I have my weekends with her. I wanted to be there at her school, and so that that came to me, and my boss said, "If you have listings, you'll have buyers." Well, in 2000, since 2009, I've always would hold at least, I don't know, 3 to 20 listings at every given time. I don't have a team. I'm a solo agent. My whole responsibility was my daughter. And so I've always carried a lot of listings. And when you have a lot of listings, you got a lot of incoming calls coming in just from the signs in front of the house. And so I really focused on that. And so my entire business for literally the last 15 years has been listings. I just work on listings and put the sign up there. And fortunately, a lot of us live in California, so pretty much everything sells if you price it well. And I was just putting signs up, and that was it, right? So I had a focus on that, and um, so let's get back into this, and I'll share more about the story. So, are you experiencing any of these, which is feeling exhausted even after time off, constant stress and anxiety, difficulty focusing, irritability with clients or family, lack of motivation, neglecting personal health, feeling trapped by your business? Well, the burnout doesn't happen overnight. It happens with small energies leaking, going unaddressed for months and years. So this is not like an overnight thing, but you know, you start seeing the signs and then you could avoid it. And this is where we're going to get into the balance. So you got to shift your mindset. You go stop managing the time, start managing your energy. Many agents ask, how can I fit more into my day? Well, a better question is, how can I protect my energy so I can perform at my very best? So energy drives productivity, creativity, negotiation skills, client experience, leadership, and long-term success. So here are the four energy pillars. Well, these are things that you need. I mean, good sleep. I mean, I've been only sleeping 5 to 6 hours a night for the last 3 decades. So I'm sort of used to this 5 to 6 hours sleep. But, for most 8 hours, get a good 8 hours of sleep. And that's just getting off your phone a little bit more. Just turning off your phone. You probably get that extra hour or two that you need. Nutrition, exercise, hydration. On the mental energy side, focus, learning, strategic thinking. Emotional energy, relationship, stress management, and self awareness. And business energy, systems, automation, delegations, and boundaries. When one of these pillars collapses, performance really suffers. So make sure you're aware of like these pillars, because this is like you need this because you want a consistent business forever. And I'm going to share with you, real estate sales is one thing, but you want to now, when you're doing sales, make sure, because you take care of your clients, make sure you take care of yourself when it comes to building a portfolio, building real estate. And one thing I could tell you now is that even if you buy real estate, that it takes time for that home to build equity. It takes time for that property to stabilize. Early on, I bought apartment buildings and I felt like it was so stressful. And because I would make so much on sales, that would be exciting. But then on my rentals, I would make little, smaller amounts of money, but it took a lot more energy to handle that. And so I went to my broker, and my broker said, you should sell it because it's affecting your sales. I listened to him. I stopped buying apartment buildings. I got rid of them. If I would have stuck with it, with my apartment buildings, my first philosophy, I would have I would have had a much more better retirement, if you want to say, or it could have built into, a few hundred apartments, etc. But bad advice. And not all brokers have your best intention. Okay, so remember that not all real estate agents, not all team leads, not all brokers have your best intentions. I met some good ones and I met some bad ones. And I feel that he gave me some really bad advice. And the reason why this broker, I feel, gave me bad advice is because he didn't even look at the numbers before he even gave me that statement. He was only looking out for himself because he would make a percentage of every sale I did, because I was working for under his brokerage. And then when I look back today, yeah, and I see his style, he was really into being a broker, right? A broker, his job as a broker is to get agents, recruit agents, and make a percentage off them. That's his business model, right? And even though that's brokers model, whether you're at Remax, Coldwell Banker, EXP, but some brokers just have more wisdom, or they want to really give good advice. Anyways, we could talk about that next time too, because that's a super important story. Because that would have changed the course of my life and what I would be doing today. So let's get back to this. Set client boundaries. This is really super important because setting boundaries, just like relationship boundaries, kids boundaries, we should have client boundaries. So many agents accidentally train agents to expect that you're available 24 hours a day. That it's okay to interrupt you on the weekends, or you're just available, accessible. But instead, you should just set the right communication expectations early, establish business hours, use autoresponders, and schedule callback times. So on your voicemail or on your autoresponders, tell them exactly that how are you going to get back to them if they leave a message. If they email you an auto response that says, I'll get back with you in the next 3 hours, and make sure you do it, right? So professional isn't being available all the time. Professional is being reliable. And so my clients, I train them to be reliable on me, but wait for me. And it took time, but that's how I was able to get my freedom. I go fishing 3 times a week on the lake and the rivers. And so I've been able to build my business much different than most. Build systems, not stress. Become the local connector. Every repetitive task needs a system. CRM automation, listing checklist, buyer onboarding, follow-up campaigns, and transaction management, right? So for many of these, I have a transaction coordinator, and then I have virtual assistants to handle a lot of my, hold on there. Oh, it's my client. Sorry about that. So ask yourself, what am I doing repeatedly that technology can't? Uh, and so the team member could handle. So I have VAs that handle a lot of my business. VA is a virtual assistant or a remote business worker. So the goal is to spend more time on those relationships, negotiation, and revenue producing activities. Spend less time on administrative tasks. That's where a good virtual assistant could handle these, because you should be working on green time, is what I like to call actually money making activities, which is talking to clients, contacting clients, reaching out to clients, following up with clients. And then everything else could be handled, because once you get the contract in, the transaction coordinator will, send them welcome, and then they'll go ahead and take care of all the disclosures and everything, and explain the disclosure process and the importance of filling out the disclosures. So your transaction coordinator could be handling this for you. All right, a high producer trap. Well, more production, more happiness. Well, that's not really true, because more production, you just get so busy. And I was there working 7 days a week, 16-hour days. I mean, so I'm not afraid to work hard, but we're just talking about, let's not get that burnout, because you're making a lot of money. So some of the common mistakes: as income increases, agents increase commitments instead of increasing systems, leverage, and freedom. Okay, so sustainable growth formula is more systems, better boundaries, consistent habits, and long-term success. So that's the goal: long-term success. So protect your personal time. Schedule first your, when workout. I mean, even if you're just walking, schedule some time for that. If you go to the gym, put that as a priority. Put it, whether it's before the day begins, at the end of the day, but Get it in there. Family time, personal development. And this here, this Monday morning is your personal development, right? So recovery time and vacations. If it's not in the schedule, your business will take that time. Okay, so schedule it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there was a time I was taking 9 to 12 vacations a year, right? So, and that, because this is just important. This is what I worked hard. Like I said earlier, my broker told me if you have listings, you have buyers. But let me go one step further. If you have listings, you have more time because you have the control of the market because you're the one that's controlling the inventory, and you'll be able to control your life because you're not out there at night showing properties. You're not out there on the weekends, you know, I mean, open house is important. You could do that to build more clients, even get more sellers, but it's not necessary, especially if you have a lot of listings. I mean, if you just have listing after listing after listing, you're just there servicing your listings, and boom, you got your weekends off, you got your nights off. I mean, you literally could control. But a lot of people work with buyers because that's the low hanging fruit, easier. You have much more. You could make a lot more money, I'd say, because if you have a good system, you can work with hundreds of buyers at a time. But that was never my goal, is to like make a gazillion dollars. I wanted consistency and retirement. So learn to say no. I mean, if you know, sometimes you just got to say no because every yes costs energy. Ask before committing. Does this align with my goals? Does this generate value? Am I the only person who could do this? Is this worth the energy required? So that's why getting a virtual assistant. And my wife owns a virtual assistant company, a business rem, remote business. Sorry, and she provides virtual assistants to agents and professionals. So if you need one, get in touch with my wife, and she'll be able to provide you a great virtual assistant, a highly skilled. You tell them what you need, uh, when you need it, how many hours, and they'll be there. Okay, so. And if you work with me and you want to get your CRM going, you need some signs, you need some form of administrative work, I have assistants that could help you. They're usually available on Wednesdays. Just got to check their schedule, but I assign them every Wednesday to help agents in the industry with CRM, automation systems, etc. But anyways, let's get back to this. High performers understand saying no to distractions allows you to say yes to priorities. Okay? All right, daily energy protection habits. Okay, so in the morning, no phone for the first 30 minutes, exercise, review priorities, gratitude practice. This is a good one. Prayer, gratitude, meditation. It's super important just to, rehearse. I mean, I was grateful for just being a full-time dad, getting my daughter to school, dropping her off, picking her up. I have a lot of gratitude because I was able to spend so much time with her. I mean, maybe too much time, but it was good. And so, during the day, time blocking for your prospecting. That should be like your number one thing in real estate, prospecting. Okay. So you should be 80% of your time in business, in real estate business, 80% should be prospecting. That's following up, calling clients, meeting new clients, and then going out there and reaching out for more business. Okay. Make sure you take breaks, stay hydrated, focus on one task at a time. On the evening, shut down, work intentionally, family and recovery time, prepare for tomorrow. Create a business that serves your life. Okay. Ask yourself, did I get into real estate to work every day and on the weekends? Be stressed every day? Because our business could be stressed. When you're closing 2 to 5 to 10 deals a month, it could get pretty stressful, right? So we definitely want to make sure that you don't get too stressed out because the business will eat you alive. Miss important family moments. That was important to me. I wanted to be there for my daughter. And I was able to chaperone. I mean, she moved in with me at first grade. Yeah, first grade. Yeah. Was it kindergarten? Kindergarten, I was sharing responsibilities with my ex-wife. And then first grade, that was it. It was all me. Not that the mom was not there. It's just that I took over and she moved in with me, and that was that. So, anyways, uh, build freedom. This is what we want. Build freedom, create impact, generate wealth, design a great life. Build a business that supports your life, not just you're not just that one that's just being consumed. So here are the final thoughts. Burnout is not a badge of honor. Most successful agents are not the busiest. They are the most intentional. Okay? Sustainable success formula: protect your energy, maintain consistency, deliver better service, achieve long-term growth. Okay? So it's just a very, you're just a big cruise ship just moving along slowly but surely. So I just want to thank you for coming on this morning and give me that time to share with you. I hope that was helpful, and until next time, until next Monday, we'll talk soon. But you know where to reach me. Take care now.